Hi there and welcome. It's Tracy Bradley with stampinwithtracy.com, and today what I wanted to talk about was card making measurements, and specifically what I use, what my go-to measurements are. So I'm going to go over that and then we'll finish by making a card. So my basic measurements are like this type of card where I have my base and I have two more layers. So let me show you what those measurements are. So I always start out with my card base, which is actually 11 by 4 1/4, like this, and scored at 5 1/2. And then I fold that, and the front that I have is now 5 1/2 by 4 1/4. Okay, then my next layer is 5 1/4 by 4, and my top layer is 5 by 3 3/4. And I keep this nearby where I can always see it, and I tend to use these a lot. So let me show you a few cards that I've made with these measurements. These are past cards I've made. So again, I've got my base and my two layers. Again, here's another one. And then this one is a little bit different in that I did an embossed piece and cut it down, but together it measures 5 by 3 3/4. And this one. And this one was a little bit different, that I did the base and then I did the 5 by 3 3/4 for the top layer. So what I did is I cut down my designer series paper. Let me show you what I'm using. This is from the Occasions catalog, and it's here, Painted with Love Specialty Designer Series paper. Now this happens to be on the page that's a Valentine's Day spread, and I think people tend to go past it and think, oh, it's just Valentine's Day, but you could really use this paper for any occasion. And I set out to do that. I was going to do thank you cards, but ended up doing like a thinking of you. So we're going to use this paper, and what I did is I cut my paper down so that I had that second layer, let's see, I already have lost that paper I had, but the layer that I have, that's 5 by 3 3/4. So I cut down the paper so that these were all ready to go, and they're double-sided, so I have different options of what to use. So since I was using that, I had basic colors that I was using. Okay, I did find this. So again, that was the size that I cut my paper down to. And just to show you also, the stamp set that I'm using is Ribbon of Courage, and I use this one, Sending Loves and Hugs to You. I'm going to send a card to my mom with that. Two different bases. I decided Melon Mambo and Rich Razzleberry were the colors that I like, so those are my bases. And then I just kind of play around with what I might like. So I've got the 5 1/4 by 4. Again, the 5 1/4 by 4. So I have that in Rich Razzleberry and Melon Mambo. And then I went and cut some different shapes. So the card that I was making was this one. So I have cut different colors. I did the gold. Now when I made this card, I tried gold, and it was way too much gold. But I've cut the different layers in different colors so that I can play around with them. So let me show you two other cards that I made. So I had this one. This was another card that I did. So I brought in, again, the two different colors. And then I did this one. This is all the same package of paper. And I brought in, now this one, when I did the gold, it was too much. But on this one, I brought it in there, and I thought it added a little bit of sparkle to the card. So we're going to take one of these sheets and kind of just play around and see what we like. So again, if we use this one, then we'd use the 5 1/4 by 4 layer and then put that on. And then, well, let's see. So that's an option. Or could do this. Yeah, I think I like this one better. So we'll go with that. And then we can just try. So I've done the sentiment in Melon Mambo. I did it in Rich Razzleberry and Memento, Black Memento ink. So we can try this. I don't think I like that. I kind of can't see it. I think I'm going to lean towards that one, but we'll see. And then I can bring in that and the pink. I don't care for that. I think I like the rich raspberry, so I'll bring this in. Oops, so that's an option. I kind of like that. Or like that. I don't know. I'm not sure what I'm liking. Let's see. You know what? I think I might end up going with that. Such big decisions, right? If that's all we have to worry about. Let me just show you too, on these cards I put the sentiments in different. I put these two. This one I put way in the corner. Well, I guess I put those in the same spot. And that one's in the middle. So let's go ahead and we'll do our layers and decide at the last minute here what we want. Oh, it seems like a shame to cover that, doesn't it? So I'll do my snail and layer that on this. Now, if you were to cut a whole package of this paper up, you'd have into this size, the 5 by 3 3/4, you'd have enough paper to make 72 cards. Pretty awesome, isn't it? When you look at it that way, really get your money's worth. So put that one on. Okay, moment of truth. Yep, I'm going to go with this one. Now, I like to use a lot of dimensionals, but when you're sending them, oh, I went to go send a card yesterday, and you know, with all the prices going up, you know, if you have too many dimensionals, it makes the card too thick, and they charge you extra. Well, I had normally I would put dimensionals on this back and put it on, and if I was giving it to someone, just handing it to them, that's what I would do. But when I just had one layer of dimensionals, it didn't cost any more. So I'm just going to do one because I'm going to probably be sending these. And I like to do 5 on the back. Oh my goodness, could this take any longer? There we go. So now the next decision is where I want to put it. I think I'll put it right there. Now, another thing that you could do is bring in the brights, our brights enamel shapes. They match these colors. They have rich raspberry, and here's melon mambo. And the nice thing about these is you can kind of see like that through how they might look. I personally like that heart. So let's see. We'll go ahead. Let me grab my paper piercer. And I think I'll add one of these on there. There we go. So that just adds a little more to it. So here we have, again, using the same design on all of our cards, but you can get a different look. And again, you can use different shapes for the front, but these are just some. So I hope that helps you. Let me bring that in again. So these used the 5.5 by 4 1/4, our base, 5 1/4 by 4, and then the DSP, the Designer Series paper, I cut down to 5 by 3 3/4. Okay, well, I hope this helped you, and that maybe you'll get in and go start cutting your paper and make some pretty cards and send them off. Oh, one more thing, I almost forgot. When you're cutting all this paper up, you're going to have some little strips of paper left over, and you can decorate the front, the inside, and put that little piece down there. It just adds a little bit more to your card and brings it all together. Okay, well, I hope you'll join me again, and have a great day. Bye-bye.